you doing here?
Your book. Fact or fiction?
So you read it? Well, that proves that the president's an accomplished liar. She told me it hadn't got out. So what did you make of it?
I think that it's a pile of crap.
Obviously, my analysis of a bifurcated society scares you.
But everything in my book happens to be true.
What's true? It's true that you're a farm boy from Aerilon.
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. I was born and raised on a dairy outside the town of Cuttlesbreath Wash on Aerilon.
Why do I have such a hard time picturing you milking cows and shoveling manure?
Lack of imagination.
Or maybe that your little tail is manure. I've known people from Aerilon. You don't sound anything like them.
I don't sound like I'm from Aerilon.
No.
Well, you know, I take that as a particular compliment. I don't know about you, but I've always found the Aerilon dialect to be
Particularly hard on the ears.
Something about the consonants that scrape the back of the throat. Of course, I should know an awful lot about my native tongue. I spent hours on it and trying to overcome it. Do you have any idea how hard it is for a 10-year-old boy to change the way he speaks? To unlearn everything he ever learned. So that one day there might be the small hope that you might be considered as not coming from Aerilon.
maybe, I don't know, Caprica. Caprica. Hard to be Caprica. Seat of politics, culture, art, science, learning. And what was Aerilon? Just a drab, ugly rock condemned to be the food basket for the 12 worlds. And that's how we were treated, like servants, like labourers, like working class. You know you'd have fitted right in there, Chief. Lots of men who like to work with their hands and grab a pint down the pub and finish off the evening with a good old-fashioned fight. Oh, yes. I left Aerilon after my 18th birthday. I turned my back on my family, on my heritage, all of them. Of course, it doesn't matter that they're all dead now.
You do realize that none of that exists here.
Coming from the mouth of a mechanic.
We've kept democracy. We have government, we have rights, we have elections.
Well, then you should feel perfectly happy, shouldn't you? Perfectly at ease. Go home, leave me in peace. After all, that's what the aristocracy wants. It wants the working class to feel looked after while they scrabble around for scraps from the master's table.
There's a question I ask at the end of my book. I'll save you the trouble of reading it.
Do you honestly believe that the fleet will ever be commanded by somebody whose last name is not Adama?
There it is, Chief.
One set of rules for the aristocracy, and one set of rules for the rest of us.